Hi everyone, welcome to a Crack-a-Pack video. We're going to kick it old school with some Theros. With me today I actually have a special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Teresa, and I went to school in Blacksburg, and I played Magic for about 3 years while I was there. And Brian and I are really close friends, and we like to play Magic together sometimes.
So the reason why we're going with Theros is this was the last block really that you were playing. You weren't playing Concept Arc, you had graduated
Right.
left by then. So we're going to go with Theros. I know Theros isn't standard for a few more months. So we'll see if we can get lucky and open maybe a full Thoughtseize or... Anyways, we're going to go through the cards one by one. Hopefully not too slowly. And just talk about what I would take in Limited, how good they are, and see what the rare is. So let's see if I can open this on camera.
Yeah,
I've gotten,
that's gonna be a challenge.
yeah, I've gotten used to the Modern Masters packs, and they are much easier to open, but it looks like this one's opening just fine.
Perfect.
So normally when I open a booster pack, I flip straight to the rare, but I think that would make a boring video. Alright, starting off strong here. Guardians of Meletis. Meletis? It's a 3-mana 06 defender. That's pretty much all there is to say about that. The only reason this one got any attention was apparently the two statues here are about homosexual kings, but sure. Battle-wise Valor. 2-mana instant, target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, scry 1. Now, Heroic was a theme in this set. So, Battle-wise Valor was actually very good because you were able to trigger Heroic off this, and it was a good combat trick. And you get to scry 1. This card has just a lot on it, even though it does seem like a lot, it's more than you can actually imagine on this one, in that it had so many different applications with Heroic. And Scry 1's always nice and limited. Not a pick one pack one though. Hopefully not a pick one pack one. I'm not even gonna try to say it. Can you say that name, Teresa?
Loathsome. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh. Catobal Pass.
You know, I think
Catobal Pass.
Catobal.
Just say it fast and confidence. With
Catobal Pass. Alright, so it's a 6-mana 3/3. And it can double as a removal spell, ? When you use its ability right here to force it to be blocked. And then if it dies, you can -3/-3 something. Once again, not the greatest. It's kind of heavily costed. It's a 6-mana 3/3. That's well below the curve, but sometimes you just need a beast to draw a blocker away from the combat step. Omen Speaker. I probably lost a lot of bets because of this card. I thought this was going to see a lot more play in control decks than it really did, but I guess my card evaluation's off. 2-mana 1/3. When there's a battlefield, scry 2. The card that was the predecessor to this card was Augur Bolus, which is the same mana cost and power toughness, but you looked at the top 3 cards and took an instant or sorcery from it. This card, not as great. Yes, Scry 2 is nice. Sometimes if you need the lands, you can keep them on top in the control deck, but drawing cards just much better. The art was also used in the trailer, so I thought that was nice. Ray of Dissolution. Tracy, what does this card do?
Well, it destroys an enchantment, and well, in Theros, enchantments are definitely a big thing, and well, gaining 3 life, you can't argue with that. That's a good thing as well.
Yes, especially with a lot of the bestow creatures. This can turn into a 3-mana removal spell in white. Just straight destroy a creature in white for 3-mana instant with the side effect of gaining 3 life. Side effect, probably not the proper term for that. But the bonus effect, rather, of gaining 3 life. So it's not as bad as you think it is. Maybe if it was in a set like Scars of Mirrodin, where there's few enchantments, yeah, this is a solid card, but definitely still not first pickable. Wave Crash Triton. So 3 mana 1/4 with Heroic. And instead of getting +1/+1 counters for this one freezes opponent's creature. Freezing being that it taps it down and they don't untap. I like this card, but you kind of need a lot of instants or bestow effects to really keep this going. But it's still a good blocker for a 3-mana 1/4. Annul. 1-mana instant counter target artifact or enchantment spell.
Sideboard.
Sideboard? What do you think, Teresa? Sideboard or main deck? For this set?
Well, I guess. In limited, you might want to put it in the main deck.
I think it'd be okay main deck in limited. In constructed, this is definitely a sideboard card for mono blue decks. I think if you're blue X, you probably have better access to more specific counters. Oh, blue always has specific answers for counter spells, but this was a solid. This was a reprint, and this was definitely solid back in the old days when there was a lot more artifact decks with a lot more fast mana. But this is always solid in your sideboard. I think main deckable in limited, but you probably weren't too happy if that had to fill up maybe a 23rd slot, 22, 23rd. Ooh, here we go. Here's something that's definitely first pickable. You want to talk about what's on this card, Teresa?
Well, it's a heroic card, so that's always nice to have in Theros. So you can continue to get counters on your guy every enchantment you cast on it, so it can grow pretty fast, and it's a flyer.
Yeah.
So
the evasion's really nice, especially on something that's going to grow. And a 3-mana 2/2 is a great, just a bread and butter, as some people would say, card for limited for the blue-white flyers deck. If anyone's played with Windrake, you can tell how solid of a role player card that is. And this is a Windrake with some upside. And it's funny how crazy this card gets out of hand. So far, this is my first pick, is Wingsteed Rider.
I'd agree with that.
Wild Celebrant. So less said about this card, the better. It's a 5-mana 5/3 that destroys an artifact when it enters the battlefield. There's not many artifacts in this set. I mean, if you want to blow up this that's blocking your way, more power to you. But I'm just flipping this to the back. Two-headed. How's that said, Teresa?
Cerberus.
Cerberus. All right. Would you adopt this dog? We were looking at dogs earlier. 3-mana 1/2 with double strike. Doesn't look impressive, but once again, there's a lot of enchantments and bestow in this set. So if you can strap on a bestow creature on here, you could easily turn this into a 3/2 double strike, and that's good game. But still going with the 3-mana 2/2 flyer right now. Centaur Battlemaster. Well, maybe not. So Teresa's plays more green than I do. So do you like this card? Is this card look good to you? You play this in your sealed GP.
Yeah. This gets pretty powerful pretty quickly.
Yes, 3+1/+1 counters is big game.
Yeah.
Is big game.
Right.
Especially when you target it with something like Battle-Wise Valor, where you give it +2/+2 on that turn also. Oh man. GG's, people. GG's.
I feel like I did something like that during a pre-release of some kind.
Yes. Yes, you did that I think you did that at the GP. At the seal GP we went to.
Was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Strive was also in there,
card.
but there's no Strive in this. This is definitely first pick. I think we have to be able to talk about something.
I would first pick that so far.
Stone Shock Giant. Also, I forgot about Monstrosity that was in this set.
Yeah.
So this is a 5-mana 5/4 with the Monstrosity ability. It becomes monstrous creatures without flying. Your opponent's control can't block this turn. I also like this card. This is a great, solid uncommon. Essentially, if there's a board stall, you can sand this guy down. If there's no other removals, eventually get to the late, a little bit later in the game and make him a 8/7. My math is serving me correctly there with the Monstrosity 3, and then just bash in. So I think we have some stuff to talk about when I get to the bottom. All right, Witcher's Eye. Witch's Eye. Witcher's Eye. Boy, this card is just not good. 1 mana, 1 equip. If you just saw that, you If you just saw that, you'd be hoping it's something good. But 1 to tap and scry 1 isn't the greatest. It's I would never play with this card really, especially since equipping doesn't trigger heroic. So we're just gonna move on. Rare's up next. Mythic rare.
Oh yeah.
And it's Thassa.
Yeah.
And it's Thassa. So
Ooh.
that's funny. That was.
Yeah.
I remember used to joke that Thassa's close to Teresa, but 3 mana 5/5. Oh my goodness. Indestructible. This card was the, I wouldn't say bane of standard, but it was such a big player in standard for a long time in the mono blue devotion deck.
This is how you want to scry.
Yeah, this is how you want to scry. This is how you do things here, especially with the ability to make a creature unblockable. No, I'm windmill slamming this. Maybe I'm rare drafting. No. I think this card's great. You know right away that you have a god in your deck. You can draft around that to make sure that devotion is up, and you can get creatures right by it, or you can get creatures right past your opponent's defense, and you get to scry one in upkeep. I think this isn't even close. Is there a foil? Is there a land? No. Okay, there's a basic mountain.
I'll take the mountain any day.
And then I'll take this Elspeth that's here. Okay, take that. No, it's fine. Thassa will serve just nicely. Let's get this mountain off here. No one plays mountains in my household. So I think the top 3 picks here are Thassa, Centaur Battlemaster, and Wingsteed Rider. I think the pick order for this would be Thassa. I think the pick order for me would be Thassa, Wingsteed Rider, and Centaur Battlemaster, simply because I tend to draft blue-white a lot more limited. So I would want the flyer. I think most people would probably go with this, and I think they'd probably be right also. Putting 3+1/+1 counters is ridiculous. Teresa, what do you think your pick order would be?
I would probably put the Battlemaster in the front just because I play with green so much and I can't hold back from taking a creature that can grow and be extremely powerful.
So you go Centaur Battlemaster, Thassa, Wingsteed Rider?
Yes.
Alright, and then I think Stone Shock Giant might just be...
He's solid too.
Might just be a bit of a solid 4th pick. And then everything else from this pack is... Someone will pick up a Battlewise Valor and probably be happy with that to help trigger heroic. But there were no bestow creatures here, so that's a little sad.
Yeah.
But we'll take the mythics and the mythic uncommon and the mythic common any day of the week. Anyways, thanks Teresa for buying this pack for me and helping me get Thassa. And thanks for watching.